let's can I spin like that? That work? That did work. And just bear with me for a second, peoples. There we go. Bear with me. I'm trying to get this thing balanced. Oh, I think I screwed it up. Yep, I did screw it up. Hang on. Went the wrong way. You guys know me and technology aren't the best. That's what I wanted. That's how it's supposed to go. Okay, we're going to flip around. There we go. That fixed it. Awesome. Let's try to get this in there. Hey, there we are. Whoa. Okay. Let me see how this works. Let me know how this works because we're using that new gimbal, giving that thing a try. And so let's see if it automatically uploads the app. The cool thing is there's an app with it. Apparently not. I'll have to figure that out. Where it should allow me to zoom with the wheel and things like that. Maybe that's not when I'm live. Maybe that's when I'm using the camera system. All right, guys. I know, right? Pride of Texas. So here we are. We are doing a lot. And I did it live because I didn't really even know how to follow that up. And I didn't know if it was how it was going to be received when we did it. And I'll tell you what, doing that video that we just did, that was pretty well debated here in the reptile room, whether or not we should do it or not. And what I mean is, that's something I've wanted to do for a while, you know? And I think you'll enjoy it, Jason. What's new is we just kind of attacked a few trolls like they deserve. And it was definitely a mad idea. You're right. And Kurt was like, oh, God, we're poking the bear. YouTube's going to get pissed off at us, you know, and I don't know if we should do this or not. And I kind of pointed out to him, because he was talking about PewDiePie. I'm like, PewDiePie did virtually the same thing a few times, and you enjoyed it. So I think we can do it. I think it needs done. And here's the reason why. And this is what I wanted to let you guys know, you know. And CO2 comment person. Debate the CO2 comment person. You mean as far as the death goes, We the People, or because I guess I read a lot of comments that helped me out remember what comment that was. And we do use CO2 to euthanize our rats at times. And if done right, it's a pretty easy death form, to be honest. But if the snake hits and coils right, that's also a pretty easy death for them. Now, I would say the CO2 has a higher... Man, I need to get my damn haircut. I got the damn hat wings. That's driving me up a freaking wall. Still there. That's it. What I'm doing this weekend. The snake has a less chance of being as exact as the CO2 does and making it as clean of a death. And that is what it is, you know. But there's a lot of ways to give a quick, painless death, some of which are really gruesome and people don't have the heart to do, myself included, or most people don't. And there's times that, you know, I have. I mean, I've hastened the death of a prey item when I see the snake, one, doesn't have a good coil, two, it's not going to be a quick and clean death for the prey item, and three, it puts my snake in danger. I've sped that up, you know, and usually it's with a quick blow to the head, to be honest, but it's effective, you know. It's just hard. And Dylan, you're right on target, you know, with what happens. Like, you know, we hit a stage, we did all frozen thawed, you know, or the vast majority frozen thawed. And I've been to Tinley once, Red Knob, at one time, a couple years ago. and the reason, we switched is because just what you're saying, we had a small collection we were buying and feeding, and then we got to a bigger collection, and that became, I think it was probably around 12 snakes, or it was just too expensive. I wasn't going to go buy, especially when they're adults, I wasn't going to go buy food for them every week at a pet shop. So we were having to order in bulk. And I went to my local pet shop and gave them a chance to match price. They couldn't do it. It's the same one I own part of now. And so we were buying from Rodent Pro. And so, right. And I've also done that too, close the airway. And it sucks. It does suck. And I think it's something I'll probably never do a video about that. It's because even I don't have them. But, I think if you keep enough and you've seen it, we've all done it. Or we all will do it. I mean, and it's this weird ethical balance, because now you're taking part in the death of that animal, but that animal is going to die and you're speeding up. In a lot of ways, I look at it like with work. If I go to a car accident with a deer, here in the Midwest, people have deer all the time. I'm there and I got a deer that's got a broke leg. It's just going to suffer until the coyotes come eat it. I'm going to shoot it, right? I'm going to hasten that animal's death so that way it doesn't suffer. That part always sucks. But the reason why, I guess I kind of got off track, so I was got on the full solid, then it got to where I was taking forever and was more cost effective for us to breed our own, and we have a lot less waste breeding our own when we do feed live. So I always had waste with frozen thaw. I'd refreeze once and I couldn't refreeze it again, and if I had like a bad week feeding where a lot of them were off feed for breeding season, I was throwing rats out, and then I felt like it died for nothing. Now I have very little waste. I'm not going to say it never happens. Andromeda's famous. That's that girl right there for giving me waste, because when she hits certain parts of the breeding year, she looks like she's going to eat. She's going to eat like a beast. She'll hit it, she'll wrap, she'll coil. I'm like, sweet. She'll kill it and leave it. And, so I still get a little waste, but not near as much. It's eliminated my waste probably by 80%. And then, too, just the quickness of it and the effectiveness of it, I do have a higher success rate feeding with live. But the reason why we did the comment video, because I debate on that for a long time too, and it's not to engage with those morons. It's because I really think that, and I go back to my days on Facebook and in the Facebook groups. And every time somebody would say something or do something, it may be shit that I actually do now because I found that it works. They'd get piled on by people that really didn't have the knowledge. And some of them did have the knowledge, but it wasn't their way. And they would still pile on them and just beat them up and beat them up and beat them up and beat them up. And I just have a problem with that. And I kind of look at this as the same way. So I think people are afraid to share what they do, or afraid to say this is what they do, because they get beat up in public about keeping reptiles. They get beat up by other keepers about feeding live. They're constantly getting attacked. And I thought I'd lost some excited comments for a while. And they're just constantly getting ripped into that. They don't want to say I feed live. They don't want to say, hey, this is what I do. And they're afraid to put themselves out there for fear of that being attacked. And we get it all the time. I mean, I get, hate comments at a fairly regular clip. I know Brian Barczyk, it's more than I can count. And you can debate whether they're deserved or not, and all of us probably deserve some criticism. And I'm willing to engage anybody in the conversation if they come at it the right way. But when somebody comes at it, they're just going to be attacking, and I have a problem with that. And it's not going to bother me. I've been in law enforcement for so long. I've been called about everything. And I understand that most time people are saying something to me. It's not really even me they're talking to. They're talking about whatever face it is I'm wearing. Whether that is, my face as a cop or my face as being on YouTube. That's who they're talking to. And most of them don't even know me. You guys, I feel like you guys know me, so I can be open with you guys on this. And so it doesn't really affect me. However, had I started doing this YouTube thing, before I was a cop and before I kind of got that understanding, it probably would. And it would make me not want to share things and make me want to close off and not be open for fear of that. And so going and taking those comments and making a joke out of them, it's not my way to really get back at those people or poke those people or piss those people off. I really don't care about them. But it is my way to let the other people watch, and especially those that are new or something, know that, they don't have to put stock in these people. That it's not just me that thinks those people are foolish. Everybody else is going to come and rally and think they're foolish. and that it's okay to share our hobby, and it's okay to share what we do, and it's okay to be yourself in it. And it's okay to do things a little different if it works. It's okay to develop your own methods. If everybody always did things the same and we never pushed ourselves, Columbus would have never discovered America second, Vikings beat him to it. But so like, you got to try different things. You got to push yourself. You got to think, and it's okay to do that. And it's okay if you want to feed live as long as you do it right. It's okay if you want to feed frozen thawed. It's okay if you want to run room temp, and not let those people affect those others coming into the hobby. So I guess what I'm trying to make sure that you guys understand is why I do that, or why I chose to do that. And it was a lot of fun. The only bad part was there would have been a lot better comments, but if it's really off the wall, I usually delete it because I don't want it sitting there on the channel. And I wish I'd have had some of those. and so that's why it's more to support the new people. It's more to support those that, can't or just aren't ready to support themselves in what they do, or feel that confidence to support themselves. And so that's why I chose to do it. And it was fun. Thank you guys for your support on that. I didn't know even how y'all would take it, so I'm glad. I figured y'all would be good with it. But, you never know. Vegan cats. Actually, there was a vegan cat food out for a while. I talked to my vet, not because of it being vegan, but because it was supposed to be healthier. And like, that shit's horrible for him, so I never used it. Right, Christopher, you know what? And if you want to feed live, like we do, that's fine. And if you want to feed frozen thawed, that's fine, And if you have a snake that'll eat those weird-ass sausage links, there's a company out there that makes, that's fine. It's all about, is your animal healthy? Are you doing it to the best way that you can for your situation? And if that answer is yes, then what you're doing is right. It just is. So, and again, like I say, Andrew, that's okay. Like, I'm not, I think in today's society, we get so hung up on drawing a line and saying you got to be here or here, and there's no room for in the middle, whether it's our political climate or whether it's, this, or whether it's just anything. And the only time there's a line that, I'm on one side and never the other, and I'm not anywhere in the middle, is KU K-State. I hate KU. I'll be K-State all day long. And Vikings Packers. So my sports. But other than that, why does it, why does it cause? Actually, I haven't, Chris. YouTube, they didn't even demonetize that. I was shocked. We put it up a day early. I changed the title about 12 hours early. They left it alone. I sent it, and it was good. As a matter of fact, I agree, Andrew. I think it is, and I think it does, but there's a point in the collection where I found frozen thawed more convenient because of just the size we were. We weren't really big enough to breed our own rats. And yeah, oh, it gets better. It gets better. So our one video, slow-mo feed, it took off right before the new year. I mean, it was like going freaking crazy on views. Our fastest growing ever, and exactly, Laura. And but we didn't get paid for any of it because it's a, adult only video or some shit, I don't know what they worded it. Well, then it dropped and I looked, and now the little sign is green and it shows that we're getting paid for that video. So it's almost like they took one that was demonetized and remonetized it, and they didn't say shit to me about it. Not a word. And that is a video that had been demonetized. I'd appealed it. They'd upheld it and said, nope, you're not getting it back. Then all of a sudden, boom, there it is. So I'm hoping that maybe things are getting better in that realm. That's probably wishful thinking on my part. Yeah, because that was, now the growth has slowed down, but it's still doing really well. They could just give me my Reaper video back, I'd be in business. YouTube is a fickle god. That's why I always say, man, if somebody else would make something different, that people would flock to it. God, I'd hope so, Wayne, because whoever was assigned to my account was an animal rights activist, a D-bag. Some name brand cola. Oh, I did. This is the real sugar version of Pepsi. Here's the thing, though. This before I say this, something I do periodically, and it has nothing to do with the hate comments. It's already in the works. So I've been drinking way too much regular soda. It's happening, and it is sucking me dry. So what I'm going to end up doing is once I'm out of the back stock of Pepsi my wife bought for me, because she knows all the real sugar stuff, we are going to switch to only diet soda in the house. And I'll probably get off of regular soda for a while, maybe wean off of a good amount of the soda, which will help a lot of things health-wise. Not that there's any health issues I have, but, you know, I don't want to, I hate this because it makes it sound like I'm like, oh, they called me a fat ass, now I got to lose weight. It's not that. It's just, you know, it is what it is. They say that, Andrew, but at the end of the day, it's all about the calories. And so it may not be good for me, but it'll lower that. It'll actually wean me off. And I have quit for about 9 months. I think I quit drinking soda totally. And I had a lot of tea and a lot of things like that. And Mio. I was drinking a lot of Mio. And yeah, so it was good. I did pass the PT test, but I got to take one every year. And I could pass it again right now. Like, it's really not that bad of a deal. But it's still, there's a lot of shit that I want to do. So I got to keep some health going, right? It will. And I know it will. Like, I lost probably 15, 20 pounds last time I cut it out. And then it always like, well, I have one. And so I know if I can't cut out all the way, I got to just find a happy medium for me. So cold can Pepsi is like crack. Yeah, it'll do it. Diabetes. That does run in the family, but I'm good. I'm good. Last time I had a full blood test and all that, it was crazy because I was like, oh God, this is going to be terrible. And it came back in rookie school. Yeah, now it's like once a year for us. And that's not even a state thing. It's our state has nothing. Even Highway Patrol, like they're pretty nasty when you first start. But after you're in, there's nothing. And where we do have a yearly test. And it's changed in the time I've been there. And it's probably better than it used to be. And now they make you do it. So, like, here's the scary part now. Let's say I blew my knee out next week, you know. Boom. Blew it out. Then it was, when I got it fixed, I couldn't come back to work until I could pass that P test. Yeah, got to pass P test until I could pass that PT test again. So, like, if you hurt something, you can't, like, and if you can't pass it, you're done. There is no exemptions, or except all our old guys have exemptions. That's why they changed it. And I have been a cop now since about 2002. So going on about 17 years. It'll be 17 years as a cop, I think, in March 2, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. No, I'll hit my, so that was all of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I've been 17 years now, so probably not. Probably not. It's weird because I used to do 911 dispatch. So the way Kansas retirement system works, I actually get to count an extra 2 years. So I'm sitting now at counting like 19. It'll be a 20 here really soon. And nope, doesn't change if it's a work injury. They'll just medically retire your ass. Seen it happen. And so, like, I probably will try to get to 25. So that's why I say like 5 years left. Because, like, right now, I think I can count 20. So I can count 21 like in July or some shit like that. And the reason for 25 and then out is when I can count 25, I can get my retirement check at 50, not 55. I got to count 20 to get it at 55 and 15, which I'm already well past, to get it at 60. So I want that retirement earlier. So that gives me that much time to grow this operation and get it where it can sustain myself and Cameron and Kurt. And then I can leave work and I can have a 10-year time just doing this without having to work a day job. This would be my job. And if retirement comes in and it's still going good, bonus. If not, then, you know, hopefully it should. It's kind of scary though, to be honest. And if it's not ready at that point in time, and I'll keep working. So I won't leave my PD job on purpose unless it's a job you can get fired from really easy, unless we, you know, are ready, financially speaking, as far as like, and I'm not, it's like, that's why I keep saying to you always, so I don't take a paycheck ever other than like a little bit from YouTube. And part of that is, one, like I said, the financial plan is putting that money that's your snakes to your snakes, you know. And then even when we are, like, if our accountant starts saying, hey, you got to get paid, you know, you need to take out this, and he'll do that probably in the next few years, you know, we'll start taking that out. Well, I'll use it for not for like, oh, money in my pocket. I mean, we may try to pay some stuff off early or do some things like that. And apparently not. And then they do have a university PD. And but it runs on the same retirement we're on, I think. But like, it's, yeah. So it'll just, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it goes well. But I won't be putting that money as like my daily spending money or my daily bill money, because I don't want to get used to having it. I'm not looking to make more money. I survive well on what I'm on. I'm just looking to replace it. So it's not a get rich thing for me at all. It's a make a decent income from my area like I do now thing for me, and keep supporting my family in the same style I do. It depends on where you're at, Blythe. I mean, like in Kansas, you get hired, they pay you to go to the academy, and then boom. So yeah, that'd be nice. What's going on, Christopher? So a partner? Okay. I'll do my best. He's not here, so I'll do what I can. Oh, and Jason Ross, are you still on here? I think you are. If you are, what day was it you were talking about coming and picking up that animal? And just let me know what time. I don't know if Kurt will be here, but I would be here, so we can make that happen this weekend if you wanted to come pick yours up. Not a problem. I love pickups, by the way. I hate shipping, so anybody wants to go pick something up, I'm all about it. But yeah, it just depends on what state you're in. I mean, I know states where you have to go send yourself to the academy. Certain departments now do require a degree, but most don't. So it just depends. It just depends. In Arizona, I don't know. If you do get a degree, I would always recommend, excuse me, if you really want to advance in your degree, in your career, yeah, don't, that's what I'm saying. I'm with Pride of Texas. Don't do a criminal justice degree. Do like a business administration degree. Business degrees and things like that. That's what they're going to look for administrators, because what you're really going to end up doing. And then, or get a degree in something else you're interested in. So administration of justice would be fine too. Made a joke. Nice. That's nice, Matt. Here's the thing. Partners are scary. You know, if it's an investor, like we're looking at an investor right now, I need to talk to my accountant and I need to find a contract who would basically buy our loan. So we have a loan for the house, and it's a lady I know. I'd rather pay her money. So she'd make money and I would pay less interest long term. So it's good for both. And then, of course, if something happened, she'd have a lien on the house, just like the other loan company does. So all in all, it's the same thing. But she'll have no ownership of the business. We'll still own it 100%. And that's the nice thing. And that's why you have to have a contract, you know. All right, we'll catch you later, man. That's why you have to have a contract and make sure it's on the up and up. Kurt and I, we don't have a contract. So with Kurt and I, it's a shit ton of trust. You know, it's a shit ton of trust. And I don't know if that's necessarily the best way, but and that's probably the best way to do it, Nathan. But we're not financially separate. Like he has his own money, I have my own money. But as far as the business goes, you know, like last year, you know, the way I did the taxes, even, which I can't do it this year. So, yeah, I got one of those partners too. You know, did the business taxes all on mine. It's like I ran my tax return, what it would be without the business, and I put the business income on it and all the deductions, and then the business paid me for my loss. Her accountant said, let's not do that again. So like, but by doing that, I actually even shared the deductions for it being in my house and things like that with my business partner. I won't be able to do that this time. But partners are great. Like I couldn't do what I do without Kurt. I couldn't. I don't have the time to do it all on my own. I don't have the knowledge on the rats to do it all on my own. I am not a carpenter. He's built a lot of shit, and that's usually his hand. He sees a different way than I see, so we're able to play off each other really well. It's just got to be like, you got to have an ultimate amount of trust, or you got to have some documentation. And we now have an LLC. I still don't have the contract. I guess we kind of do, because Olympus Reptiles is actually an LLC. So it's an LLC with me owning half and him owning half. So whatever happens, we're each on the hook for half the debt or half the income. So it's, it's just a matter of comfort level. Now, on the financial backing you're talking about, that doesn't sound like so much of a actual part owner. It sounds like more of a financier. So you probably have to work out a payment plan, and then a time where it'd all be due or whatnot. And I mean, it almost sounds like a bankroll type situation, which is exactly what we're looking at doing with this lady. And I may have more answers for you down the road, but I've got to set when I have time. I just haven't had time to breathe. I'm hoping to a little bit this weekend and do some research and see if I can't get that hammered out, because that would be beneficial to us and beneficial to her as well. So, and if I can figure that out, and if I can provide any boilerplate contracts as far as how that would work, I'd love to do that. A couple things we're still working on, and so that way everybody knows this. Perks of my partner. It does have a few advantages. And a small percentage return, I mean, I don't know. That's something you have to work out. Like, I look at it this way. When it comes to buying the snakes and then owing somebody money for the snakes and the eggs and then being part owners and that, I've seen that done every time I have. It gets messy. Because you're going to be the one doing all the work. You know what I mean? I would almost rather say, if you're wanting a loan from him, get a loan with one of two things. Either one, let's say the loan's $5,000, and with the agreement that you'll pay back, monthly with an interest rate, just like any other loan would be, or with a set amount income, like you're going to borrow $5,000, have it paid back in at most so many years with the monthly payment of X, and you're paying back a total of $5,500. So he's making $500 on his money, and you're getting to get your shit started sooner. Oh God, do send me some pics, Patrick, but you guys are going to fucking smoke us. I'll be honest, man. I was at the last game. We played like total shit. Texas. I fucking hate Texas. It's a horns down situation for here at K-State. They beat the hell out of us, man. They couldn't miss a three. We're down 2 starters right now, and it is sucks. And it can be. But when they own that snake, see, here's a problem with that. So let's say this guy gives you money and he owns these snakes, and something happens, one of them dies. Is he going to accept that risk? That's going to suck. It's just hard to do. It is. Still getting over the Sugar Bowl. Oh, yeah. Texas came out and played like a boss. Now, I'll be honest. In that game, I was more horns up, because anytime a Big 12 team's in a bowl, unless they're playing their Big 12 team, as Big 12, we all got to kind of rally and share, because it was a better national image. So I was rooting for them in their bowl game, just like I was rooting for OU in theirs. But when they come to K-State, with the exception of KU, I will not cheer for KU in a bowl game. I will not cheer for KU in an exhibition game. I will not cheer for KU's bus to start. It's the way we're wired. But any other Big 12 team, I'm going to cheer for when they're at a bowl game or something like that. So. No, not too soon. Not too soon. I mean, if it's working, it's not too soon. Swearing off sports. I don't want to swear because we live right here, so we just go to all of them. But with Dean Wade being out, I know sports people don't give a shit about this. And then right before the game, we find out Cam ain't playing. Oh man, it was bad. Bevo versus Hugga. I didn't see it, but I've heard it was pretty good. I was traveling, and it's a love-hate, Nick. It really is. Here's the thing. I especially like Jordy Nelson now because he's a Raider, so he doesn't bother me a bit now. But it sucked when he was a Packer because he's a local kid, he's a K-State kid. His family's here. They're down to earth people. They're good people. I know his family. I've met him a few times. I mean, he wouldn't know me walking down the street, but I know his mom. I've met his brother enough that he may or may not know me. But I don't know if I'd recognize him. But I've worked with him a few times, cattle issues that I was looking up. And then, I know his sister. I know his family, a lot of them, and a lot of his cousins and shit, because they're all around here. But when he was a Packer, man, it was hard. And their family has a restaurant. We'll go eat out a lot because it's one of the few restaurants that's not in town. It's like walking to a Packer bar. So I always wear my Viking shit in there because Skull. But they just kind of chuckled at me. They knew it was cool. And when he did his last charity signing down here, I went because they have a big charity weekend thing, and we do like a poker run, and then you donate and they'd sign shit. And so I went, but I would be damned. I took a K-State thing to be signed for my sports collection. All right, Matt, get you some sleep. Think about it. I'm not saying don't do it. Hit me up if I get mine worked out. I'll see if I can help you find some of the contracts, and I'll work with you as best I can. So, you know what? It's not just a good athlete. That guy is a hell of a guy. And then what I mean is why it was so hard. The Viking Packer rivalry, right? But it was so hard to like him, but you couldn't help it. So I would just yell emo at him when I went to games. I wouldn't see him with the people. I wouldn't yell anything else but just emo, which is the K-State thing. But they provided, they always basically adopt a family that's got a kid with special needs and do a lot of work with them, or a medical issue. They take care of that, and then they also every year. I mean, that's what the charity was for. He supplied K-State with a brand new locker room to help recruiting. He supplied his high school with a brand new weight room, all on his own bill. So he does a lot of good stuff. And yeah. Oh, okay. You said Matt, and I got confused because Matt. So that's where I thought you were leaving too. I'm glad you're still around. But just check your phone. Don't worry about being late. What we really did was just kind of talking about the video, and then we got on the sports thing and why we did it. And that, some of the times I do shit like that. For those of you who just came, it isn't really to poke at the trolls. I could give two shits less about the trolls. Are you sure it does? I thought it did. But it's to let people know that the trolls don't own the opinion, and they don't have to be afraid of them, 10 times. It may not be. I mean, and you'll get males that don't have the same interest in other females. But I'll tell you what, if you really want that male to breed that female, try taking two males and put him in there for like a few minutes and pull the one out you don't want to breed, leave him in. A lot of times that'll get it going. As a matter of fact, while I got you guys on here, I want to try this gimbal out. So bear with me. I'm going to flip the camera, and we're going to see if I can do this right. I'm supposed to be able to lock it in place. Hey, there we go. We'll see if we have any breeding going on. Not there. Not there. Why not? We did have some going on. Maybe here? Nope, not right now. They were locked up again. Could probably move him. Oh, I know what one I wanted to check. This is what I'm really excited about because she hit size late. So let's just see. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness. That's not just a lock. That is like the lock. That one didn't have a male in there. This is one I never see lock. I'm hoping they are. You can kind of see it there, not locked. So I'm hoping they are. Woo! And here's another one. Let's see if, you know what? We're going to move that banana black pastel since I know they've been locked and they just aren't now. We'll drop that in with the clips. Whoa. Making my... I think so. Angels. I'd have to know what your actual name is because it's probably not Hot Angels. That's the one bad thing about this system is getting the names all down. Oh, those two aren't locked. You know what? No, that's fine. We need... Okay. Nicole, I think, so I'll have to double check. And let me look here. Do I have my other phone in here? Whoa. Again, I'm still getting used to this system with this gimbal, so we'll have to kind of bear with me. New thing, right? New filming toy. We got it cheap, though. A guy bought it and was like, I thought I needed this and I don't, so we got it for like literally half the price we should have. Although I'm still trying to figure out the moving around and how not to show you guys the damn ceiling. Well, Blitz is going to a few things. It's also just going to our Calico. And it's also going to our Orange Dream. You know what, Katie? I think a lot of it has to do with, let me get that thing back on point. Let me flip that back around. Where you live. You know, if I tried to breed year round where I'm at, I don't think I'd get locks year round. I have a season because my animals dictate to me that I have a season. And I will check on that payment and make sure I got it. I mean, 181501. Where is 181501? I can pull it out for you. Oh, it just had a shed. I think I did get payments on all these. This thing looks really good right now, by the way. There it is. That's your 181501. Really cool looking snake. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I did get that now that I think about it. There you are. That's one of my goals this weekend is to sit down, make time, be on the computer, and get that all worked out. Our t-shirts are in, so Kurt was supposed to pick those up. Hopefully he did. And then we'll start working on getting those out. Some of those started going out this weekend too. And with the t-shirts, we'll be sending out some hats as well to those who have those coming. So we're working on it, I promise. And yes, Carl, she can. You won't see it very often, but she can. And sometimes I'll do that. Try a small meals and try an ASF, and sometimes you'll get that rolling. Yeah, and I think, you know, if you can do year round, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's just, I honestly think part of it's climate control where you're at. Mine just wouldn't do it. You know, they're all going to go. I've had late collections before. So, nice. Sounds like he's, oh, wait a minute. That's from 1806. Holy shit. That's awesome. That is big. Let me see if my mine will breed. Some of your males, you know, will breed in seasons. Why are you breeding? So it's just kind of like, that's an exciting one. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not. Let's check that too. No, I don't know what I was going to check. I forgot to check this one. I wanted to see if that was going. Oh, I remember. That's why I didn't check him. I'd taken him out because he was breeding during last feeding. He didn't get a break, so he got an extra break this time. That's what Scala said. I was seeing if he was locked. Well, he's in his own cage. Yeah, no shit, right, Wayne? I mean, could you imagine being married for several years and getting to notice, child support some lady from your past and having to explain that one? That would suck. Mari would be an entire clusterfuck of a show if that was the case. A lot. All right, guys. Well, I know my wife's making dinner, and we're going to probably sit down and finish the Netflix show about, I don't know, people who kill somebody in Oklahoma, whether they're innocent or not. So, and you could. I mean, and there's people that do it. And that's why I'm saying, like, I think it is climate control. I don't think I could personally do it. It'd be nice. One thing to do is, like, like, we're going to have babies all the time because I need to get that list out this weekend, too. I know a lot of people want to know what we have available. We're going to get that made. And we're going to end up where we've got availability list where we're going to shows the snakes are a little bit larger, a little bit healthier because they have to clear all these Patreon hurdles first. And so rather than having little 80, 90 gram snakes I go to the show, we're going to be selling 150 gram snakes. I think that's going to be an advantage for us. So it's going to be interesting how it works. And I think, I love going to shows. I wish I was going to shows 6 months or, one a month, every month would be great for me, but we just don't have the stock to do it. So I don't think people get too pissed. Yeah, and I've been accused of making some pissy ones. So sorry about that, Red Knob. 1840. Yep, and then I'm going to have to hop up off of here. Bell plot 181403 first for you. And I can see where I stuck 181403. 1401, there it is. Right there it is. And it's doing good. A lot of them will come a little feisty, but they will calm down. I don't mind them feisty. They're usually good eaters when they're feisty. And we probably will visit the Dipterium. And you can't, Kevin. You got to keep those separate. 17 been updated yet? I don't think so. But it's doing okay. I mean, we got a few that are like, I guess you'd call like slow starters on there. But they're definitely, like this one's one of my slower ones. And it started off like a beast. Now it's slowing down, a little lemon blast. So, it's a slow one. I don't know if it's because of the retained sperm. I got some other theories, but I want to do a little more work on it before I... Good. That little black pastel, though, that thing, once I got it going, it just went. Yeah, the one's a kingpin, and then the one is an emperor pin, I believe. We get my numbers right. We have a lesser pin and then a lesser pastel pin. So, pretty cool stuff. I mean, I'm pretty happy with them. Wasn't my intent, but it still worked out pretty well. All right, guys. I'm going to hop off of here. I just want to take a second to say thanks for being here. Thanks for doing what y'all do for us. And I appreciate y'all bearing with me. Sometimes I know that I probably push an envelope a little bit much, but I'm glad that you guys understand I push it for a reason. And we will always try to stick up for the little guy. And we're always going to try to stick up for those that get beat on. We're always going to try to stick up for those who get treated like shit when they don't deserve it. Whether it's a big guy or a little guy, just like with Barczyk. I mean, Barczyk's the biggest thing there is, but he was being like unfairly jumped on. I came to his defense, not that it's going to matter much, but when the Facebook things, I'm always going to come to that defense. And I think it's just what I do for a living. You get wired a certain way, and I don't like to see people targeted, so that's kind of why we go after trolls. It is what it is. All right, guys, I love each and one of you. Thank you so much for being a part of this, and I will see you guys very soon.